When the clean water system failed at the Warm Springs Reservation in Oregon this week, thousands of residents relied on members of nearby communities to come to the reservation's aid with bottled water. It was not the first time clean water had become difficult to find at Warm Springs, 2 hours southeast of Portland, Oregon, at many other Native American reservations across the United States. The nonprofit U.S. Water Alliance says 58 out of every 1,000 Native American households don't have access to indoor plumbing. Many Native Americans don't have access to clean water because of faulty, outdated or non-existent pipes or water systems or other problems that result in residents resorting to bottled water or boiled water, which kills viruses, bacteria and parasites. Oregon Senator Ron Wyden introduced a bill in February aimed at funding clean drinking water and sanitation facilities in tribal communities. The bill, whose future remains uncertain, calls for the Environmental Protection Agency to connect, expand or repair existing public water systems on reservations and would cost about $150 million between 2021 and 2026. Boil water notices and crumbling pipes are not acceptable, the Democrats said during Deb Haaland's nomination hearing for the Secretary of the Interior. Congress must do more to bring urgently needed resources to build sustainable tribal water infrastructure that has been neglected for far too long. A brief history of reservation sanitation facility improvements. About 150 out of 409, 535 homes of Native Americans that the government organization Indian Health Service, or IHS, surveyed most recently needed sanitation facility improvements involving water, sewer or solid waste systems at the end of fiscal year 2018. The costs to improve these systems are an estimated $2.67 billion, according to the IHS. In the 1960s, the federal government heavily funded sanitation programs for tribes after the American public grew increasingly aware of reservation living conditions. The Sanitation Facilities Construction Act, passed in 1959, led to a sharp decrease in gastrointestinal and infectious respiratory disease in both Native American infants and white infants who lived near reservations, according to a Journal of Public Economics study. According to the U Water Alliance, Native American households are 19 times more likely than white households to lack indoor plumbing. Black and Latino households are twice as likely as whites to lack indoor plumbing. Federal funding for reservations is not meeting needs, said Randall Akee, a professor at UCLA's Department of Public Policy and American Indian Studies and chair of the America Indian Studies Interdepartmental program. It's just woefully underfunded at the federal level, and tribes for a long time have not had the resources to fully develop these resources themselves, he said. And frankly, it's a responsibility of the federal government.